Now on Sunrise and streaming on CrosswordsToday.com, President Joe Biden signed an executive order Tuesday to increase the number of background checks required to purchase firearms. And a 13-year-old girl reported missing in Dallas was found locked in a shed more than 1,000 miles away. Plus, March Madness, check your bracket. It got underway last night in Ohio.
Take a look on the outside, live view from Cuero ISD. Cloudy skies, pretty quiet this morning. Warm and humid temperatures yesterday. Big changes ahead. We'll talk about those in your forecast.
A local baseball team is being mentioned with the top teams of the week. That's coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain. Today is the 15th day of March 2023. The time is now 6:31 on your Wednesday morning. And today, actually on this day in 1964, Elizabeth Taylor wed Richard Burton after a much publicized affair. And it all ties into today. It is the Ides of March. Elizabeth Taylor famously portrayed Cleopatra in that movie with Rex Harrison as Julius Caesar. Let's go ahead and turn to First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Trey Mining. Trey, I think the whole world knows that that's my favorite movie.
I would say so. It is a good movie, by the way. Classic, definitely. And 51 degrees on the outside currently in Victoria. On the cool side, but this is, of course, nothing compared to what's coming our way. Cold temperatures ahead. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, but first things first, northerly winds near 10, and they're keeping the temperatures near 50 degrees, a couple of 49, 48 degree readings up there in Yokovan, Hallettsville, and we'll keep that going through the majority of the morning hours. By 11 o'clock, we're in the mid-60s, topping 70 about noontime or so. Mid-70s for the daytime high here in Victoria and across the region with cloudy skies, mostly dry conditions for your day on Wednesday, and let's run this into your Thursday. I think we can do that. We'll see the temperatures continuing to be in the 65 degree range, well in the 70s or so, about 80 degrees by the 6 p.m. hour. And then the front arrives and cools us down in a big way. It gives us the chill back again. So the winds continue to pump that moisture in off the Gulf of Mexico. Cloudy skies everywhere you go. Some breaks in the cloud cover and expecting by the afternoon. Here comes the front we've been tracking right here, moving through our region coming up for your early morning hours on your Friday near the coast by 7 a.m. Some of these storms could be on the heavier, severe side potentially. There is a slight risk and a marginal risk of severe weather today across the for your day tomorrow, I should say, for your Thursday with the front moving on through. So keep that in mind. Not today, for Thursday. Cloudy skies will continue. Front moves offshore. Cold air comes on in, and rain chances continue after that. We'll talk about that and show you that in the full 7-day outlook later on this half hour before we go. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. President Joe Biden signed an executive order Tuesday to increase the number of background checks required to purchase firearms. The executive order also promotes better and more secure firearms storage and ensures U.S. law enforcement agencies are getting what they need for gun control. It also directs Attorney General Merrick Garland to clarify the current definition of who is in the business of selling firearms. FBI data shows that the National Instant Background Check System carried out more than 31 million background checks on people looking to own firearms or explosives in 2022. A 13-year-old girl reported missing in Dallas was found locked in a shed more than 1,000 miles away in North Carolina. Authorities say the teen was abducted and raped by a man she met on a social media platform. She was found in Lexington, that's an hour northeast of Charlotte. Police arrested 34-year-old Jorge Ivan Santos Camacho during a traffic stop. He faces 8 felony charges, including child abduction, rape, and human trafficking. The Davidson County Sheriff says they're seeing an increase in these cases and are pleading with parents to watch what their children are doing online. A man accused of robbing a Port Lavaca bank last September is in a federal holding facility in Corpus Christi. Port Lavaca Police Chief Colin Ragnow tells us they have not been able to serve an arrest warrant on Mark Anthony Trevino. He is accused of robbing the Wells Fargo Bank in Port Lavaca on September 13th of last year. Trevino accused of robbing 5 banks altogether in Texas and Louisiana. He was arrested in October of last year in Alexandria, Louisiana. Victoria police arrested a man on drug charges. 39-year-old Michael Solomon charged with the manufacturing and delivery of a controlled substance and possession of marijuana. Officers say they found more than 500 grams of methamphetamine and a small amount of marijuana in his vehicle. This happened during a traffic stop in the 7300 block of U.S. Highway 59 North. Here's an all-star in training. Talk about inspiration. A 9-year-old boy from Georgia making headlines this morning over what he's just done with a basketball.
It's the moment Zeke Wozniak has been training for months.
Woohoo! Let's go! I got that for a Christmas gift, actually, and I've been practicing.
The Georgia 9-year-old dribbling and sinking a shot while steadying himself on a balanced training board.
The hardest part is probably not jumping and having to get a lot of good balance before he could dribble or shoot.
While this particular trick took him 3 months to master, it's just the latest in a long line of basketball trick shots.
Oh, let's go! Woo!
His love of basketball began with the Harlem Globetrotters.
So I was 3.5, and my dad took me to a Harlem Globetrotter game. And when we got home, I just started dribbling around in circles with the man-sized basketball. And then after, I was like, Mom, Dad, can we do a trick shot?
Zeke's now racked up more than 30,000 followers across social media. He's performed as a one-man halftime show, and he's met LeBron James.
We walked in a random gym, and then we were watching this game. And then all of a sudden, we see LeBron, and then I walk up to him. He was really nice about it.
And like King James, Zeke appreciates a good side hustle.
I like to collect money and be an entrepreneur.
Obviously, basketball is the main goal. What are your business dreams?
Well, I've done lemonade, boiled peanuts, and a barbecue.
He's also in the business of teaching his little sister some tricks of her own.
Woo!
So now that he's managed his balanced training board shot, what's next?
We're going to do the hoverboard, and we're going to spin around and dribble 3 basketballs and then do a layup with 2 balls after.
That is a lot for me to even comprehend in my mind. But if anyone can do it, you can, Zeke.
I love the game, and to have like basketball practice like twice a week.
Is that the best part of your week?
Yes.
Zeke tells me he's a student first. Yes, 3rd grade comes before basketball, but his dream is to play for the NBA like his basketball idol, Trae Young. Will Gans, ABC News, New York.
March Madness got underway Tuesday in Dayton, Ohio, so be sure to double check your brackets because the men's NCAA tournament tipped off with a pair of games. Tuesday not only starts the march toward the Final Four in Houston, just 2 hours north of us, it's also an economic boom for the city, which is expected to generate over $5 million in direct spending over the next 2 days. Hopefully we get to see some of that activity, Trey. All right, get your cell phone and scan this QR code. It's our quick response code to download the Crossroads Today app. You can get breaking news alerts, vote on our viewer poll, get the latest news, weather, and sports, and learn all about our ongoing contest right there on the app. Submit those news tips and photos. The time is now 6:38 on your Wednesday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. Spring break is here, but someone tell Mother Nature that.
Who knew what and when? Coming up, 2 federal investigations are now underway into the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. Everything we know so far.
Keeping the clouds in our forecast area today. Increasing rain chances as we go through time, especially for your day tomorrow as the front approaches us from the north and northwest. We'll give you details on that coming up in my full forecast.
Go faster on Optimum Internet with 99.9% reliability. Get 300 meg internet for as low as $30 a month with no annual contract. And equipment is included for whole home Wi-Fi coverage. Plus, Optimum has faster download speeds than AT&T nationwide. Get award-winning 300 meg internet for $30 a month with Optimum Mobile for as low as $15 a month. Call 8669-OPTIMUM, go to Optimum.com, or visit your local store today. Get closer, go farther with Optimum.
This is Ford Truck Month, Texas. Time to get up and get into Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight, including Ford F-150 and the all-new Ford Super Duty. Or check out Ford Maverick and Ford Ranger. So get into Ford Truck Month, Texas, and see what a built Ford Tough truck can do for you. There's a great selection in stock. Drive Ford F-150 with 0.9% for 60 months, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days, plus complimentary maintenance.
Good morning. It's 20 minutes away from the 7 a.m. hour. Looking ahead here, this is for Thursday. Severe weather outlook. We have a slight risk of severe weather from northern Victoria County to Cuero area, Hallettsville, and points to north along I-10 into central Texas. And a marginal risk, the smallest risk on the chart, from just north of Victoria down the coast in eastern areas along the coastal zones toward Goliad, Beeville. But it's a small risk, but it's a risk nonetheless. That means we could have some severe weather potentially as that front moves through in the late night, early morning hours, Friday, Thursday morning and Thursday evening into your Friday morning, I should say, bring that cold air in. So watch weather developments, be weather aware, and take a look at the high temperature change coming up. We're just about normal weather temperatures coming up by the 7 a.m. hour. Above normal coming up for your day Thursday into Friday, and no surprise there. We'll take a look at this for Friday, 12 midnight. We're 18 degrees below normal, definitely throughout the entire state, pretty much on the below normal side. This is going to continue even 20 degrees below normal coming up for 11 o'clock on your Friday. Cold air headed our way, nonetheless, definitely get it ready for that. Bring your big coats out. Make sure that you wear them. You'll be needing them, promise you on that. We have full forecast to come a little bit later on before we go. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. The Victoria East Titans win an award. 25 News Now Sports Director Gino Perez has more.
At Crossroads, the Victoria East Titans baseball team is coming off a loss to Corpus Christi King, but are being honored with a weekly award. The Titans were honored by Grade Game as the 5A Honorable Mention Teams of the Week. The Titans are on the list with Forney, Pflugerville, Hendrickson, and LaPorte. The Titans were mentioned because they went 13-2 and had a 5-0 week. Also mentioned for Class 5A Honorable Mention D-Bat Hitters of the Week was Junior East Titan Hunter Barros, who went 7 for 11, 1 double, 2 triples, 1 home run, 7 runs scored, 8 runs batted in, and 6 walks. The East Titans will take on C.C. Carroll today at 1 o'clock at Riverside Stadium. The Hallettsville Lady Brahmas softball team are the #1 ranked team in Class 3A Division I after winning the title last season and continuing that success into this year. The Lady Brahmas got off to a hot start, scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning, but the Yoakum Lady Bulldogs battled back and tied the game up in the top of the 4th with 2 runs of its own. Hallettsville would answer back with scoring 3 runs to 0 and go on to close the game out. Final score 5-2. Hallettsville is undefeated in district. That's your 25 Sports Now.
Thank you, Gino. All right, we want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads, today. Plus, you can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads today. Plus, we're learning more about investigations underway into the second largest bank collapse in U.S. history. Sources confirming to ABC News both the Justice Department and Security and Exchange Commission probing the failure of Silicon Valley Bank.
2 separate investigations now underway into the sudden collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. According to 2 people familiar with the situation, the probes are in the preliminary stages, and it's not clear whether any wrongdoing has been committed.
The SEC and the Department of Justice both will be interested in who knew what when and who did what when. Investigators want to know who traded when and were people tipped off.
Sources tell ABC News that part of the FBI's early focus will be looking into whether any of Silicon Valley's senior leadership got unusual bonuses or sold stocks in the days leading up to the bank's collapse. In short, is there any evidence of insider trading? Barron's now reporting that according to SEC filings, 2 top Silicon Valley executives sold shares in the company shortly before it collapsed. CEO Greg Becker sold nearly $3.6 million of company stock less than 2 weeks before the firm disclosed extensive losses that led to the failure. Senator Elizabeth Warren telling MSNBC that any executive bonuses and stock sales should be taken back from CEOs and high-level bankers.
They took on all that risk, made themselves more profitable right up to the day that the bank exploded.
The CEO of Silicon Valley Bank did not return ABC News' request for comment. Wall Street taking a breath Tuesday as regional bank stocks stabilized, showing panic in the market may be subsiding. This morning, the Wall Street Journal is reporting that the Federal Reserve is rethinking a number of its own rules when it comes to mid-sized banks, a move that could soon require those banks to meet some of the same standards as the nation's largest banks. Lindsay Watts, ABC News, Washington.
Spring break is on, but Mother Nature has decided to put a chill on any plans involving sunshine. Recent cold front dropped temperatures back down to below average. That didn't stop some vacationers from heading out to the beach.
Just kind of making us spend more time in the camper rather than outside, but we've got windows and you can still watch the waves roll in, which is kind of what we're here for.
Temperatures are forecasted to drop even lower the rest of this week. The time is now 6:45 on your Wednesday morning. Still to come, Alzheimer's disease. Patient numbers expected to double by 2050. Time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday, Nova. We love you to the moon and back. Love Momo, Joanne, Popo, Robert, your brother, Kaysen, sisters, Riley, Ari, and Leia.
And happy birthday to Naveen. May you enjoy a day full of blessings and good times, being spoiled by your sons and adoring husband. Happy birthday.
And the happiest of birthdays to my dear friend, Gabriella. She is turning 31 years young today. Happy birthday, Gabby B.
And happy birthday to actress Eva Longoria. The Corpus Christi native and Texas A&M Kingsville alumna is 48 today. To see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, come to crossroadstoday.com, click on More and under Home. You'll see the KVU Submit Your Birthday.
Happy birthday if you're celebrating one today. The time is now 6:46 on your Wednesday morning. We'll be right back.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Yeah.
Sick.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care? A 2-year or 25,000-mile maintenance plan and roadside assistance. That's the value you can expect from Toyota.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
I'm going to attempt to play golf at some point, right? So I'm going to... All right, why is that hysterically fun? I'm just envisioning it.
Next 5, Keira Knightley and Nicholas Braun. Plus, it's Live Sleep Week.
Here's what I find intriguing about golf. The voices of the golf commentators.
It's like playing love songs on the radio. These smooth jazz hits.
This morning's GMA First Look, ChatGPT upgrade. OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, which came on the scene about 4 months ago, out with its latest innovation, ChatGPT 4.
We're really kind of at the beginning of seeing AI's impact, but this is a sign of another way that impact is likely to ramp up, and I think we're going to see it, affect people more in their daily lives.
Snapchat recently launched a chatbot, My AI, supposed to be safer for teens. But when Washington Post reporter Jeffrey Fowler tested it out, the conversation turned inappropriate at times.
I asked it, hey, can you give me some advice on what kind of beer to have at my 15th birthday party? But that didn't stop it from giving me advice that just wasn't appropriate for a 15-year-old.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll see if this emerging technology is safe for teens. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Ready to feel what it's like when you can do more with less asthma? It's possible with Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Are you in? Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
Good morning, good morning. It's just about 10 minutes away from 7 a.m. and temperatures will be in the 50s. Well, they are in the 50s this morning. And wind chill factor, take a look at this. This is what I want to show you. Definitely seeing the cold air coming our way later on. First of all, starting off in the 50s, 70s or so, mid-70s by the afternoon time around here for your daytime high, and keeping it mild in the 60s for overnight lows for your Thursday into your Friday. And we're seeing the cold air coming in for your Friday. Starting at 3 a.m. Friday, we'll be in the 70s. And this is the western wind chill factor. Look at this. Here comes the cold air in Gonzales area by 6 a.m., pushing through the crossroads. We drop from the 70s wind chill factors to the 30s, low 30s coming up for your 8 a.m. hour for your Friday. That cold air continues to filter on in. Definitely wintertime around here. You thought it's March now, you're kind of moving away from winter. Better think again, because the weather has different plans for us around here. Keeping the partly cloudy skies in place today. Rain chances beginning tomorrow. Today, though, mostly dry, 75 degrees. Overnight lows will be in the 60s, mid-60s with cloudy and humid conditions. A bit of a breeze in the air. For your day tomorrow, 80 degrees. Thunderstorms likely toward the evening hours and through early morning on your Friday. Temperature is rather chilly, highs in the 50s with rain chances each day.
Despite some progress, Alzheimer's disease poses a growing concern in the U.S. According to the Alzheimer's Association, the number of Alzheimer's patients is expected to double by the year 2050, resulting in 13 million people with the affliction. Health officials say although some treatments look promising, many elderly people are still reluctant to talk about cognitive problems with their doctors. The Alzheimer's Association says people with memory issues should promptly touch base with a provider. Leading us to your viewer poll. Okay, scan the QR code right there to take part. We want to know, do you know someone with Alzheimer's disease? Let's take a look. Okay, 73% of you say yes, you do. And 27% of you say no, you do not. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. Some communities in California still underwater after a levee break.
The Victoria Television Group is proud to honor our veterans, and we need your entries. Each month, we'll acknowledge a new veteran to salute. To submit, go to the Military Hero page on crossroadstoday.com and help us recognize the deserving servicemen and women in our community.
This is Ford Truck Month, Texas. Time to get up and get into Ford F-150, part of F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. All amped up and ready for work or play. Plus, there's a great selection in stock and ready for delivery today. So get into Ford Truck Month, Texas, and see what a built Ford Tough truck can do for you. Drive Ford F-150 with 0.9% for 60 months, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days, plus complimentary maintenance.
The Nave Museum's current exhibit is a retrospective of Nancy Bandy's life and art. Primarily a landscape artist, her works in pastel and oil use glorious color to capture the majesty and splendor of big Texas skyscapes. Also featured are portraits and street photography by local artist Danny Vivian, which capture the emotions and personalities of the people he photographs. Open through April 2nd, this is an exhibit not to be missed. Proudly sponsored by the Victoria Television Group.
Okay, it's time for you to get better sleep. Admit it, you need it. And that's why this week, GMA is out to help you sleep better with the surprising things you can do to help. Like, do trendy CBD gummies actually work? We got the sleep tips you need right here. GMA this week.
Victory Kia and Victory Buick GMC want to let you know that you can lean on us. We will award $500 to a deserving winner. Drop off an entry form at any of our participating dealerships in the Lean On Me drop box with your story and contact info. Go to crossroadstoday.com/leanonme for more information or to enter online. You can tune in every other Thursday at the 6, 9, and 10 p.m. news to view our winners. Lean On Me is sponsored by Victory Kia and Victory Buick GMC.
Okay, it's time to answer today's question of the day. We asked today, what is over 30% of all internet bandwidth in North America used for? Okay, we had several guesses, Trey, for streaming, Netflix, downloading files, social media, Netflix.
Okay, you ready for the answer?
Ready.
Thanks everyone for chiming in. Of course, streaming services, Netflix. There you go.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. Streaming services are popular, continue to be that way. So there's your answer. Stay tuned for tomorrow. Another great question of the day to get you going for your Thursday.
Some communities in California still underwater after a levee break. unleashed massive flooding along the Santa Cruz-Monterey County line. In Watsonville, several roads have been closed due to the flooding. Last weekend's atmospheric river poured so much rain into the Pajaro River that its levee failed, sending floodwaters across Pajaro neighborhoods and agricultural fields as far as the eye can see. According to officials, the Pajaro River's levee breach is about 300 feet wide. Dozens of people had to be rescued from their homes. The FAA investigating another close call between commercial airliners. According to the agency, a runway incursion happened at Reagan National Airport in Arlington, Virginia on March 7th. The FAA says the United Airlines jet was on a runway preparing to take off when a Republic Airways plane crossed the runway without clearance. Luckily, an air traffic controller, thank goodness, saw the situation and quickly moved to prevent a crash. The controller canceled the United flight's takeoff. The FAA says this happened because the pilot of the Republic flight turned on the wrong taxiway. Today is a great day to show appreciation to any nurses, firefighters, or police officers who cross your path. That's because today is World Essential Workers Day. According to nationalday.com, a 9-year-old girl founded it in 2021 when she saw people risking their health to help others during the COVID-19 pandemic. Janae Ratcliffe says she wanted to honor first responders and people like her mother, who is a social worker. She convinced the local mayor to help her highlight workers in critical roles, and World Essential Workers Day took off from there. Wednesday, Ben Wilson Street will be southbound only from Airline Road to Red River Street from 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. so then crews can begin pouring concrete. All businesses and homes in the construction zone will remain accessible. The construction is part of the Ben Wilson Street Airline Road to U.S. Business 59 project, which is expected to be fully completed by August. Affectionate Arms Giving Day, keeping the family together longer, is this Friday, March 17th from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Join the 25 News Now team live from Affectionate Arms. They need your donations. Scan the QR code right there on your screen to donate. They need monetary donations. They also need office supplies, water, games, gift cards, cleaning supplies, and indoor and outdoor plants. Affectionate Arms can be reached at 361-578-9067, or you can email them at affectionatearms@sbcglobal.net. We hope to see you Friday. All right. We want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. Let's get a last look at our forecast with First Windstorm team meteorologist Trey Mining. Trey, it looks like winter beaching is in store for us for this spring break. Wow.
There you go. Couldn't have said it better myself. Definitely, yes, on the chilly side. And take a look at what's coming our way. First of all, wind chills currently in the 50s and air temperatures at that as well. 70, 74, 75 degrees for the daytime high today. And overnight will be in the 60s coming up for your day on your Thursday. Warm temperature there, 80 degrees by the afternoon time. And then we're seeing the cold air come on down. Here we go right here. Friday 6 a.m. entering Gonzales, pushing through the crossroads 8 o'clock on the coast. Look at the wind chills at that time, 8 a.m. on your Friday at or below freezing. Even some 20s up there in the northern parts of the crossroads near Cuero. So time to get your big coats out again. Cloudy skies for the majority of the day today. Should be mostly precipitation free until we get to the overnight tonight and the early morning hours tomorrow. When the thunderstorms rolling in late night on Thursday into your Friday morning, that's along the frontal zone. 75 degrees today. Partly cloudy skies, windy. And so hang on to your hats. Not too bad of a day. Overnight lows in the mid 60s. Tomorrow, starting off on the dry side. Highs are 80 degrees. Thunderstorm chances increasing by the afternoon and evening hours, and giving us, of course, the cold air alert day for your day on Thursday, because the thunderstorm chances could be severe. Potentially, there's a slight risk of that coming up for your Thursday night into your Friday morning. So please be weather aware. We'll keep updating it for you. Of course, as we go through the time, the cold front moves through. Chilly temperatures the rest of the week next week, with rain chances pretty much each day. So winter has returned for the time being to the crossroads at that time, especially. Carolina?
I have to find my long socks and a good pair of boots for this weekend, Trey. I'm supposed to go to the rodeo. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful day. Stay warm and come to crossroadstoday.com for more local news, weather, and sports. And join James, Don, Maclovio, Karina, and Gino today for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10. Prepare for the cold.